Hi, y'all. Before I get into the meat of my message here, I want to share that I am not anti-white people. I am on board with the folks who adhere to what Martin Luther King Jr. expressed, and that is that we are not to judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That said, this video is primarily made to share that when I was meditating on yesterday, it came to me that I am to have the role, one of my roles is to be a debt collector, a spiritual debt collector. How so? Well, I'm going to use to describe us people of the color melanated. I'm going to use black people. I'm not fond of that terminology, but to keep things moving along here, that's what I'm going to use. Our ancestors, people, they sacrificially gave countless moments of free labor without collecting any wages. And to add insult to injury, they were treated overall horribly, living in conditions of squalor, getting diets that were less than what their so-called owners were partaking of. And I'm sure there were some select few people that were black slaves and so forth who got some appreciative treatment. But as a whole, our ancestors were just horrifically treated on a regular basis for ages. And there is such thing as white privilege. And there are white folks today who did not have anything to do with the slavery movement, but yet they are beneficiaries of that treatment. They have privileges today that continue because our people, our ancestors, gave so much and received damn near nothing for their efforts and hard work and labor. There are black folks that helped build this nation's capital where I live, and they didn't get paid a damn thing and got treated highly disrespectful. So the ancestors pretty much are asking, when are more of us black folks going to do responsible things to avenge them? The system, truth be told, owes us based on what transpired relative to our ancestors, because they're still living from the fruits of the labor of our ancestral lineage, people. And there are folks that ridicule the people who are collecting welfare and so forth and so on. And I'm not going to do a discourse on that. I'm not going to judge that here. That's not my main topic. I will say that I'm not in support of lazy folks collecting benefits, okay? But I add to my personal sentiments about that. People living in subsidized housing, collecting what they used to call welfare benefits. I don't know what they call it now. The system owes such people. And the system can never fully repay what is owed. I don't consider it charity. I consider it paying into the debt coffers on behalf of our ancestors who did all that free service, who gave all those free provisions, who gave up, quote unquote, buckets and buckets upon buckets of blood, sweat, and tears, who were whipped, who were raped, who were consistently demeaned, ridiculed, and taunted, and bullied. Yes, the system owes. And they can never catch up on what they owe. Like I said, we have slave labor that built this nation's capital, where the people in Congress are sitting right now. They're in buildings that our ancestors built, brick upon brick upon brick, with no compensation given, in pitiful living conditions, separations from families, from spouses, from children. The black men had to know that their spouses were being ravaged by white people. Yes, and some of the white women were getting black dick on the sneak. Woo! Y'all know. Anyhow, so the ancestors, they want to be avenged. And I'm not talking about any sort of physical violence unless you're in self-defense mode. But I was listening the other day to a video by Brother Panic, and he said evolution, people, is revolution. So don't be picking up guns and using violent measures unjustifiably. Rather, use spirituality. We come from a long line of spiritual people. And I'm not talking about religion. Religion is man-made. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all of that is man-made. Catholicism, yes. But spirituality, people, is where we come from. Our roots are there. Spirituality is natural. We are natural people who have, many of us, departed from our natural positions. We need to get back to living natural. And so many black people are consumed by materialism. And I'm not against people having high incomes and making middle income choices to live in lovely homes and have pools in their backyards and such. But materialism, in some instances, has run amok people. There are people just collecting more stuff, having more things. Some folks just need to streamline, to cut back, to reconsider and reevaluate your expenditures. There needs to be more sharing and caring towards others who are less fortunate materially. There's a scripture in the book of Ecclesiastes that talks about a poor wise man who delivered the city. He was poor and wise, but he delivered the city. Yes. So don't judge people by their income, because I met some poor folks that have put some well-income folks to shame with their character traits. Okay? It's about soul power more than anything else, people. I am not impressed by materialism. I am impressed by solid, thoroughbred character. And I made up a saying years ago, if we're not giving, we're not living. So what are we doing, people, to contribute to the advancement of this earthly plane and beyond? How are we sharing and caring? What are we doing when we are faced with our challenges? How are we getting what's owed to our ancestral lineages? They are asking, how are we going to avenge them? And the best way to do that is to evolve, to manifest, to let dynamite thunder to the core of your heart, soul, spirits, minds, and bodies. Yes, let dynamite be pulsating throughout your being and help people and help the universe to elevate. Don't be camping in 3D dimensions. That's where the common folks are. We're not common people. We are natural creations, and we need to deal naturally with the elements, air, fire, water, and earth, with the planetary movements and persuasions and influences. Learn how to be spiritual, because that is evolution. That delights the universe. Thank you.